Hey everyone, this is the new LEGO City Police Station for 2017. It's one of the most important releases from LEGO for the year because so many kids around the world want a police station. The whole structure is built in three major assemblies, with the jail section over here, the main headquarters building here, and then a garage and kind of lookout watchtower. The garage has a roll-up door and there's just enough room to fit the car in there. And there are a few clips along the side wall here to hold on to some important minifig accessories. Around the back is a launcher arm that if you hit that, it'll cause the car to come rushing out. The roof over the garage has some open space where you can place minifigures, and you can also walk them along the catwalk that takes you over to the main building, and there's a door there for access. There are also stairs that take you up to the next level and the little lookout tower. That also has an opening door on the side, and inside is just a computer on a desk with a coffee mug. Between the garage and the main building is a retractable barrier that looks pretty nice, and presumably that controls access to a parking lot behind the building that you kind of have to imagine. There's not a lot to talk about on the outside of the main building. The door is here that opens, and everything else is just large windows with small stickers at the base of each. Around the back it's open as expected, and there are details on each of the 3 floors. On the ground floor there's a place to take mug shots with a computer and a desk, and also a height chart in the back. And a little bit closer to the front door, this is supposed to represent a stand-up reception desk. The second floor has a single desk with a computer on it, and that's where you can also get access to the door that takes you out to the catwalk over to the garage area. And this floor also has a water cooler. You'll notice that this entire floor is kind of cut in 2 ways, so you're able to pose some figures on that side and back over here. The third floor has the all-important coffee maker and another computer desk that's identical to the one down below, except this one has more coffee. Finally, up on the roof is the smallest helicopter landing pad they could make. But it does fit the helicopter very nicely. It doesn't have to attach with any studs, just kind of slides right in there, and it's got the all-important H symbol. The jail section looks a little bit nicer to me than these usually do because there are textured bricks on it. This is kind of built out a little bit, and they even have some climate control that's built into the exterior here. That's actually part of the major action feature of the set. The idea is that crooks would drive up to the side of the building here, posing as climate control contractors, use their cherry picker truck, come around and access this panel and open it up, this vent, and place some TNT or dynamite in the slot right there. So I'll take that from this guy's hands, place it right in there, and then you, as a huge figure with your huge hands, come in and push that arrow right there, the yellow button, and off pops the entire side of the upper floor. Here's how that looks from the other side when I push the button. Boom goes the dynamite, and now this guy is ready to be broken out using that same cherry picker. Come on dude, jump! It's close! They use sort of a mousetrap mechanism inside, which you wind up using this dial here that represents a fan inlet, and that just sets the trap. It actually uses a spring from like Technic vehicles that have suspension, and then when you push the button it just causes that to snap out. So just this small arm comes down and pushes against the entire wall that is not held in place with any studs whatsoever. It's just on tiles down below, so you could, if you want to, just break it open with your finger. While I have all this open, it's convenient to see the sticker that's on the wall here and the simple build of the toilet. Around the back there's a simple bed, but it does have a hiding space beneath it for a crowbar, something that LEGO has done many times before, and your perp can use this crowbar to get a little piece of this floor up and use this trap door over here. He can either drop down there to the cell below or pull up a fellow criminal from below, knowing that this is the floor where the escape is going to occur. The lower floor looks mostly the same but has no escaping function built into it and no hidden crowbar inside of this solid brick. However, it does have the main door entrance from the outside, and there's even a welcome mat. See, look at that. That's nice, or mean. This is the police car in the set, and most LEGO City cars are 4 studs wide for their main build, which is the width of the windscreen or windshield on this one, or the white area of the hood. This one is 6 studs wide, going out to the blue, plus a little bit more with the extra width of the fenders, and the wheels and tires extend out a little bit more, but I think it still looks pretty good proportionally. It's supposed to be obviously a very high-speed, very powerful, sporty, high-speed pursuit car, and I think it really nails that look. It's a unique look. I don't think they've done a car that looks like this before. I like the shaping of the front. Kind of looks like it's going for a Corvette look up in the front, though not so much in the back. But they do actually shape it pretty nicely around the back as well with these wedge plates used here. They do leave a little bit of gap right there. There's also a little bit of gap just in front of the front fender, but those can be mostly filled in with just a 1x1 plate. You know, they can just be put in there if you have any extra parts. Wing on the back, they actually have windows going all the way around, including at the very back, just a very small one, and this does only hold one single figure. The roof comes off in one assembly, and it just has a steering wheel inside. The bike has a print on the front, and then the sides are stickers that you apply. There's just a little bit of building put onto the back to bring in the lights, and a couple of clips to hold on to some minifig accessories, which are useful and appropriate for the biker cop to use, and the rest is just mostly pre-made pieces that we've seen before. Getting to the chopper here, this one uses pretty much the same formula as usual with this same canopy piece that has been used on so many small helicopters, but I do like the shape of this kind of upside down arch, half arch piece here. It adds a little bit of different flavor and different personality to the thing, because, you know, the front kind of is the face of it, and that kind of shapes up the eyes, if you will. Kind of looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more aggressive than usual, not too much different. I actually very much like what they've done with the small detail for the engine outlets up on the top. As always, you can spin up the rotors, and it also has some clips on the outside to hold on to some accessories, which is good, so that if your chopper cop lands and actually gets into the fray rather than just, you know, doing surveillance from up above, then he or she can actually do something on the ground. I like this criminal's work truck here. I like the color scheme. It has a little bit of a hood scoop to suggest that it's souped up a little bit to make it a little faster for getaways. And it has a working cherry picker boom on the back, which is useful for stuff other than criminal enterprise. I mean, this could represent a legitimate business truck. Maybe it got stolen by the criminals, maybe the criminals went bad, but yeah, this works nicely because, you know, it fits into a small space, but it actually does allow you to elevate a figure up pretty high to access some things. So I think that's pretty well done, and it has a couple of clips on the side, so you can place the wrench there with the pry bar end. You can take the crowbar from inside the jail and use that here instead. You get the opening doors, which don't really do much, but they look kind of cool. And it has kind of a cramped space for the driver inside, but, you know, it fits with a steering wheel. Here's a closer look at the first 4 minifigures, the cops. These 2 here have the exact same torsos. All of them have plain dark blue leg and hip pieces. These hats look exactly the same, except the one for the lady actually has the hair dual molded into it. I found it funny that the biker cop, which is supposed to be this one here, has a tie on. It just doesn't seem like appropriate attire for riding around on a motorcycle. And then this is the police helicopter pilot on the far right. Looks a little bit more appropriate there. Good prints on the backs of these, although it would have been nice to get a little bit of something coming through into the hip, you know, just that horizontal dark blue stripe there, or if they could have just cut off some of those pouches and things at the bottoms of them so that they don't look artificially cut off, you know, if they just kind of made them a little bit shorter. There are no alternate faces for any of these, but here's a clearer look at the full faces with all of the headgear removed. Here are the 3 criminals, and there are a couple things that I really like here. First of all, the color scheme of this guy on the far right is cool. The dark orange color is something we don't get a whole lot in Lego, and it just looks different and it works well. It's a good look. And then on the far left, the torso for the lady has the stripes going through it, just like all of the Lego criminals nowadays. However, Unlike most of the things like this to me does not look like it has to be a prison escapee. I mean, this guy even has his ID number on there, but this one just looks like a striped sweater, you know, that's on, or vest that's on. So I think that this is actually a torso that is useful outside of the context of, you know, criminals. So that is good, something that I definitely like to see. The back of this torso is also very cool with some extra tools that are kind of built into it. You know, it looks good. I think it works really well with that color, and I hope to see more of that color used in the future. Just a little bit more to be seen on the face here, but no alternate faces for any of these. And of course, I mustn't forget the doggy. This is the one with just the brown and black printed on the head and snout, and no other print on it whatsoever. The two main wheeled vehicles are my favorite things from this set, with the police car just having that unique look and a unique build. I think it just all flows together well. Meanwhile, the truck doesn't look quite as good. It doesn't look bad, but it has that play value and also the ability to integrate in with other themes and many other different scenarios and sets that have been made in the past. There are two main things that I like about the police station structure itself. First of all, there are plenty of places to pose minifigures all around. Studded surfaces where you can actually place them on there and have them stay along the top, along the sides, down here at the base, at the entrance. Those are all good things that are often lacking, unfortunately, in many Lego sets. You can walk along the catwalk, you can come inside, and the way that they cut the building, the main structure of the building, open on two axes. So you get a little bit of space over here and a little bit of space over here as well. And this large area on the base, plenty of places where you can get your hands in there and put different figures all around this. The other thing is this. Though it's built in separate parts and it's kind of spread out, the structure is strong enough that it doesn't fall apart as soon as you start trying to move it around. Some sets like this start to kind of come apart at the seams. This is the weakest point right here, but you know, kind of hold it near that and it stays together. So that is good because you don't want things to fall apart on you just when you move them around a little bit. Let me also show you one more thing here. I'm going to remove a couple of tiles that are used to lock the catwalk into place and keep it from coming apart. Pull that out. Pull this out, because this shape here, this kind of L shape, takes up a lot of space. If you want to store this, that can be an issue. However, being able to do this, just need to take that pin out as well, being able to do that is very good. Allows you to completely change the shape of the whole thing, and you know, this bar may be in an awkward space now. I think it still kind of works, but that's easy to remove as well. And now this is a more useful shape, I think, for a lot of folks, especially for storage. It's a lot more rectangular. It'll actually fit onto a shelf, where that other shape, the L shape, is a lot more awkward and bulky and, you know, won't fit everywhere. So I think being able to do this is a very good thing, and it still kind of works. You know, all this level is still the same, so you can kind of walk across there and it makes sense. On the negative side, I'm actually not that thrilled about this mechanism. I think it works well, and all this detail on the side looks good. It's integrated in there really well, but the number of pieces that are used to build that mechanism is somewhat overwhelming. There's a lot that you do to make all that work, and I feel like they could have used those parts to spruce up the main station a lot more. I think that for a lot of kids, it's enough to just have a little ledge or something where you can place your TNT and then just use your finger to blow that open. I think most kids have enough imagination to make that work for them and don't need that many parts that are all inside there, different types of parts that could have been used to add a lot more detail that would have been appreciated a lot more, I think, on some of the more important stuff. Also, I wish there was some access to the upper jail cell to actually put somebody in there rather than just breaking them out, because these are bars here, but there's no door and there's no stairway or anything. So all in all, I think Lego has done a pretty good job with this set, though there are some things, as usual, that I feel could have been done a little bit better. You know, after almost 40 years of minifig scaled Lego police sets, there's still a ton of folks complaining that Lego makes too many police sets. And I completely disagree. Tons of kids love police sets. I see it and hear it all the time. Lego employees would have to be absolutely stupid to not make lots of police sets. You need to make what your customers want. So they're smart to do just that and to not leave the exact same sets on shelves for too many years without refreshing them. Let me know what you think about this latest Lego police station and its components. What are your favorite parts and what do you think could have been done better? Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos from me, be sure to check back on my channel on a regular basis because new videos are always on the way. And even if you're subscribed, YouTube won't always let you know about new content. Have fun building, and I'll talk to you again soon.